Welcome back, everybody, to the Speedway Review. This week, coming out of a fantastic couple of races at Talladega Super Speedway, all the way down in Alabama. My name is Chris Burns. Directly above me, you see Corey Huffnagel.
What up?
Just next to him, Jordan Balasico, as usual, dressed in a fire suit. God only knows why. And right next to me, this way, actually. This way? I don't know. One of these ways. NASCAR driver Josh Williams. Josh, how you doing tonight?
What's happening, guys? Just working, man. Trying to get the ARCA car ready to go to Dover. We got a kid driving at Dover, so trying to prep for that so we can leave tomorrow morning.
Dover's one of my favorite tracks to go to, not far from where I am, about a 5.5 hour drive, but fantastic racing all the way around. Will you be driving this weekend at Dover at all?
I will. I'll be there in the 78 Xfinity car for BJ McLeod Motorsports. We got Allen Employer Services on the hood, so hopefully have a good weekend and, try to carry that momentum from Talladega on and keep these good finishes going.
Fantastic. Do you gentlemen want to start out with questions? You're going to make me do all the heavy lifting. Don't everybody chime in at once. You guys are killing me. Josh, I'll ask you myself. How did you find your way into BJM Motorsports from obviously local upbringing? You probably did local short tracks when you were a kid, teenager, etc. And now here you are driving on the Xfinity in the Cup Series. How did this happen?
Man, that's all I've done my whole life is race local short tracks in Florida, and then started doing a lot of stuff out of state, North Carolina, Georgia, South Carolina, place like that, running against some better competition and, better equipment, things like that. So started running in the ARCA series in 2009 and just kept racing and doing as much as we could with the budget we had, and started doing start and park stuff in 2017 for Mario Goslin, and Jimmy Means was actually the first person I drove for at Michigan. So it's just had to keep grinding, man. Just keep plugging along and try to take every opportunity we had and make the best of it.
There's a name that brings back memories. Jimmy Means. Wow. I'm old enough to remember Jimmy Means.
Jimmy's a legend, man. He's a good dude, really nice. Love talking to him in the garage. He's a good person to be around the racetrack.
Fantastic. Now, my question to you is, I have this term that I use. I don't like using, like you said, start and park, although that was some of the stuff you were doing back when. How tough is it to run with the passion you have, the fire you have? Nobody goes out there to say, I want to run 33rd or 21 or 18. Everybody wants to win. Is it difficult being with one of these quote unquote underfunded teams?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean, you see a lot of the guys you either used to race against or, back in the day, and you'd either beat them or, run right there with them, and, they're in a little better stuff. But, it's just part of the process. I don't come from a lot of money, so it's, all relies on sponsorship and partners, and we keep building our program. We keep building our portfolio and gaining partners and sponsors, and, growing relationships to put ourselves in position to be able to get in one of those, I call them hero teams. Try to get it with one of the heroes one day and, showcase my talent, run up front, and maybe win some races.
That's awesome. Gentlemen, are you going to chime in?
All right. Who wants to start?
So, a few weeks ago, you ran your first Cup race. How did it feel knowing that you're racing with the big guys that you've grown up watching, or just had like a dream come true? What did it feel like racing your very first Cup race?
It was pretty cool, man. It's every kid's dream as a racer, to start a Cup race on Sunday, and it made it to that point in my career. So really proud moment, and it's cool to get to race against some of those guys, and run in front of some of them and race side by side with them. It was pretty neat.
And you're running with BJ McLeod Motorsports, if I'm not mistaken. I have to ask because I may or may not be guilty of using BJ McLeod as sort of a joke on the show, although I know the dude is fantastic. I've heard from many different people, hell of a guy, just all heart. But I've kind of used him in the vein of and finishing in the BJ McLeod position this week, but he's got heart and he's got soul, and that's what you want in a NASCAR driver. What is he like as a human being?
Oh, he's a great person. I used to watch BJ race super late models in South Florida when I was, 8, 9, 10 years old. So, I mean, for somebody that
Lost him?
Yeah, I can't hear.
How about now?
There he is, my man.
Hey,
All right.
here he
So,
is.
watching somebody like BJ, be successful in motorsports and get to the point where he's got his own Xfinity team. He's, he's got his own Cup team now with Matt Tiff, and that's pretty cool to see. And I know it's a struggle. I mean, it's it's tough financially and trying to make things work and make the best of it, and that's what they're doing. I mean, they're just growing a program and trying to make it better, and you got to start somewhere. So, BJ's a really cool guy. He's cool to hang out with. Really good person. He'd do anything for anybody.
I may have to rescind, gentlemen. I'm throwing this out here to you and the panel who do the show with me every week. I may have to remove the BJ McLeod thing and go back to Jeff Green. If Josh says he's a good guy, then I have to stand by the good guy. And we can't call it the Kyle Busch position because, damn it, he rarely finishes that low. Damn it, I hate that.
Yeah.
So your first Cup race was Bristol Dirt and had to be incredibly difficult. This is a two-part question from me. Was it a difficult transition to drive a car that big on the dirt when usually it's sprint cars or the quarter midgets? And two, would you have rather made that start on the asphalt?
The dirt start was actually my choice.
Wow.
I've ran a bunch of ARCA races at Springfield and DeCoin, so driving the heavier cars on a dirt track like that is something that I was pretty familiar with. The next gen car was a little different for sure, but I took what I know from the ARCA side, running on the big mile dirt tracks, and kind of applied it, and it showed. I mean, we ran pretty good. We finished 25th, and I didn't think a lot of people expected that, to be honest with you. So that was my idea to do my first one on Bristol Dirt. Everybody thought I was crazy.
No, hey, you know what? You can tell people can say you're crazy, but here's a list of names you finished ahead of: Denny Hamlin, Kevin Harvick, Ross Chastain, Kurt Busch, Austin Dillon, Recky Spinhouse Jr., Bubba Wallace, Noah Gragson. That's a pretty good list.
Not too bad. Not too bad.
Not at all. Dude, if I got in my first Cup race and I beat the guy, one of my favorite drivers ever, I'd say it was a success. And somehow we lost Josh.
Damn.
It was the McLeod joke, wasn't it?
Oh boy. Yeah, I'm sure he'll come back.
Well, it's going back to the Jeff Green position.
Hey!
There he comes.
How about now?
There he comes.
Hey, there he is.
Apparently, when somebody calls you, it shuts everything down.
I've learned that the hard way. That's why I do it from my laptop now.
Yeah, I don't have one of those.
Understood.
No.
Hey, with all the money BJ's paying you, he should go on. What is it? Home Shopping Network. I got this little gimmick for $400. Pay over time. It's all good.
Balling on a budget.
Exactly. Balling on a budget, my man.
That's how my racing career is.
Nothing wrong with that. Now, right above me is our resident stat boy. And Corey, you got to have some sort of crazy question that regard to, there was this one race back 3 years ago where you wore green and whatever, but go ahead, man, hit him.
All right, so I'm looking at your stats right here, and I'm dipping through the Xfinity series, and one I'm really impressed with is you had 6 top 10 finishes back in 2020, and then of course we had to deal with COVID and all that, and then shut down everything for a little while, and then we came back in May, and one race I was actually kind of impressed with, you ended up finishing 9th at Daytona, and then you backed that up with 7th at Talladega. And quite honestly, I was thinking to myself, like, and I always say this all the time, like, whenever you're racing at like a super speedway track, you'll see guys that you don't really see run up in the top 10 and kind of thought, I really hope this guy wins. I really do. And, but looking at your results, I mean, it's pretty impressive, especially back in 2020 and so forth.
Yeah, we had really good runs. I mean, and that's, just we got into our own there. We had, really good cars, real good turnability, and, we made the best of it. I mean, I think we finished 6th or something like that at Kansas. And, I mean, that's cool for a small team. I was driving for Mario at the time, DGM Racing, and, I mean, that was huge. A lot of people were floored. They didn't understand, how we ran that good. But, it's
Right.
just being consistent and, being there at the right time and, knowing when to capitalize on when you got something good.
Right. And then also, I see on here, last year you end up finishing in the top 10 at Mid-Ohio. And I kind of thought to myself, so how good of a road racer are you? Do you have any like road racing experience, et cetera?
No, not really. I've always been your asphalt short track guy, but just learning the tracks, going back for a second or third time,
Right.
and just trying to make myself better, and we ran really good at most of the road courses. If we didn't have an issue or something like that, so hopefully we can kind of continue that. We had some issues in qualifying at COTA this year, and that hurt us a ton on our road course statistics. So hopefully we can bounce back here when we go to Portland and get back to where we need to be.
As a younger driver, I hear a lot of guys say they get in the simulator and they ran this many laps at COTA or this many laps at Watkins Glen or whatever to prepare themselves for a road course. Do you find the simulator helps or iRacing helps, or are you more the guy that says, just give me a steering wheel and four wheels underneath me and I'm going to go do it?
Yeah, so that's iRace. The only thing I use iRacing for is road courses, just to learn the corners, learn the track, things like that. But my ADHD kicks in, so you only get about 15 laps out of me, and then I'm back in the shop working on something. So
is it ADHD?
It is beneficial.
Is it really ADHD or is it anger issues? Because when I start to do bad playing racing, I throw the controller and a lot of really bad 4-letter words come out.
Yeah, no, it's I don't know. I guess for me, I've drove off a field my entire life, so it's kind of, for me, it's just getting used to every corner on the racetrack. That's basically all I use it for.
Fair enough. Your schedule this year, don't know quite the schedule you're running. I would love to have you run it down for us, but what track are you most looking forward to, either in Xfinity or on the Cup Series?
The Cup stuff, I have no idea if I'll get another start this year. We're still trying to put that together, but on the Xfinity side, Darlington, really. I mean, I love that place. That's probably my favorite track on the list all year. They've been talking about they're wanting to repave the whole thing, and I just feel like that's just the most terrible thing you can do. We've seen in the past that repaving places isn't quite 100% the way to go. So hopefully they stay away from that, and Darlington will stay my favorite racetrack.
I took a friend of mine to Darlington in 2001, and we got there a day early before any of the teams showed up. Gates are wide open, so we went and walked the track, and he's looking at the track, and he's touching it. He goes, "Are there really seashells in here?" I'm like, "You can see them. There are seashells in the asphalt, and that's why they say tires win at Darlington." And he was just floored that you fast forward, like you said, say about 15, 20 years, we're watching a race together. He's like, "Have they repaved that yet?" Nope, and they never should.
Exactly, 100%.
Until chunks of the track start coming up underneath you, don't repave Darlington.
Yeah, and then just patch the hole.
There you go. Aquafault is available at Ace Hardware near you.
Exactly. There's a little plug.
Oh, yeah.
I hope the boss is watching.
So, Josh, so I myself have ADHD. So when you're on the track in the middle of a race, how do you keep it under control to where you don't lose focus on what you're trying to do?
I think the biggest thing is I enjoy doing it. You know what I mean? So when I get in the car, I'm laser focused and, really, really, trying to put a race together, and there's a lot of stuff going on. So I guess it's just sitting in one spot on iRacing really isn't my go-to.
When you pull into a particular track, any track, doesn't matter if it's your favorite or if it's one that you maybe have trouble with. I've always wanted to know this, and I didn't ask Christian Eckes when he was on. I've never asked another driver this. You pull in, what's the best thing about race weekend? What's the worst thing about race weekend?
I love having the fans there. I mean, get to interact with everybody, hang out, sign autographs, have a good time. And I think that's probably the coolest thing about, getting to go to the racetrack on the weekends. I mean, our sport is probably the coolest sport out there as far as interaction with the athletes. I guess people don't think we are, but that's probably the coolest part. The worst part's leaving, so other than that, I mean, the race is just a bonus.
Gotcha. I've explained this to mostly female people. No offense to my sister who loves racing, and she knows what I'm about to say. She's a regular viewer. Drive 500 miles without stopping at a Taco Bell and see how you do.
Oh, I could go for some Taco Bell. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Not before the race, though. Come on now.
Yeah, we try to stay away from stuff like that before the race.
Right.
Good deal. Good deal. One thing, when Jordan told me about this interview, he sends me pictures. We're going to have Josh Williams. I'm like, dude has the sweetest mullet I've ever seen since mine in 1989. It's not the most popular hairstyle ever, but you're right. Oh, my God. Dude really is business in the front, party in the rear.
I gotta get my sides retrimmed. It's been a while, so.
All right, now you've just added a second part to my question. First question: what made you decide that was the hairstyle to go with? And two, do you have Def Leppard in the CD player right now?
Oh man, I listen to everything. First of all, so I listen to all music across the board. So, the hair thing, just man, I've had the same haircut, same hairstyle since since I was born. So, I figured I just want to do something different, and a lot of people started the kick, but then they left it. I ain't left it. I'm sticking with it. I'm committed. So, you
and Gregson need to have a contest because his is starting to come in pretty good.
Yeah, he cuts it every now and again. I always give him crap all the time. I'll text him and be like, "What are you doing, guy?"
I cut mine because I joined the military and it's just never come back.
Yeah, you'll have that sometimes.
Well, I'm also nearly 50, so I understand it doesn't grow as fast as it used to.
Right.
As a younger guy, I got to ask you real quick, just because I don't want to be insulting. How old are you, Josh?
28.
28. So you're right there in where you can be considered a young gun, but you're almost to the point where once you cross that dreaded 30, you're looked at as almost a veteran in the sport. Is it difficult to get out there? Because you hear a lot of the chitter chatter with some of the younger drivers, and I'm going to go with the 20 to 25 crowd, when they don't feel they're getting the respect they deserve, or they're not getting driven the right way. How are you when it comes to stuff like that? And have you had an incident where you tangled with an older driver and you basically got crapped on?
Not really. I mean, the biggest thing is you just have to. I mean, you have to gain these guys' respect. At first. I mean, if they're faster than you, let them go. Give them room. You know what I mean? It's just part of it. And if you're faster than them one day and they don't return the favor, at that point you can do whatever you want. So, it's just gaining respect for these guys. And I mean, they've been doing this for a really long time. So, I mean, a new guy, I guess, coming in, you just gotta earn your stripes.
Would you have taken your helmet off if Sam Mayer came at you?
Oh, for sure. First of all, that wouldn't have ended well for him anyway.
Oh my goodness.
I'm a pretty big old boy compared to him.
Oh my God. Just for the viewers, send your hate mail to cburns19@gmail.com. I'm ready for it.
I always said I'd like to get in a fight on TV on pit road, but that hadn't happened yet. So,
for one thing, you put your name out there. Like, look at Josh Williams smacking the snot out of this old boy right here. Yeah. And second, it shows you got heart and spunk and determination, which there's nothing wrong with any of that. But now I'm gonna throw some shade on somebody. You can be one of the best in the world, but if your attitude is a bunch of crap, like Pee Wee Herman in the 18 car on the Cup Series, you're not going to get my respect. And I'm paying my money to come see, all of you guys. And yes, you are athletes. Donovan McNabb can suck it. You guys are athletes. You get in that car. It's 100 and change degrees inside the car. You're wheeling for 500 miles most of the time. I've watched guys get out of that car and pass out.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
So yes, you are athletes. In your opinion, how important is having a good attitude toward your career?
Oh, 100%. I mean, it doesn't matter if you wreck on lap one or you get, wrecked coming out of turn 4 for the checkered for the win. I mean, you got to stay positive for your fans, your people, your sponsors. I mean, it's just, it's part of our job. I mean, we're lucky enough we get to drive race cars for a living. So, I mean, it can't be that bad.
Exactly.
Right.
Because I can't think of anybody sitting here on this panel or watching the show right now who wouldn't trade places with you for a weekend.
100%. Yeah, no, I mean, we're so fortunate to be able to be a part of motorsports and, be at the top 3 highest levels of motorsports, so, I mean, I don't think it's that bad. I mean, bad days are bad days, but you still got to put a smile on and take care of your people.
Absolutely. Bound to happen. Gentlemen, you guys going to help me out here, or are you just going to watch? Because I've got the 5 questions I asked Christian Eckes that Josh Williams is going to have to answer in just a few minutes.
All right. I'm gonna just step in on this one. So you're probably gonna, well, you probably made me ask this question. So I remember last year I was watching I wasn't watching the Xfinity race, but I was watching the Xfinity race at Richmond, and it was the September race when you ended up racing against, Dale Earnhardt Jr. And I kind of thought to myself, it's basically Junior just having fun because, of course he does like a one-off and everything else and so forth. But I just want to ask you like a question, like how cool is it, to race, against Dale Jr., not only, the fact that he was a 2-time Xfinity champion, but also a Hall of Famer as well.
It was fun. He was just a touch quicker than us, and I gave him a lane, and he still couldn't pull it off. So we ran into each other a little bit, and
right.
It ended up being pretty cool. Me and him, we've had some conversations, afterwards, and still continue to talk to each other, and it's pretty cool, man. I was getting like people were going to burn my house down. Like it was awesome. It was the coolest thing I've ever been a part of.
The minute you start getting hate tweets, you've made it.
That's what I told us.
Right. Yeah.
Mom, look, we've made it,
Yeah, right. I know that people say often don't meet your heroes, they'll let you down. First part of this question, who was your racing hero growing up?
I was a big Mark Martin, Tony Stewart fan. Dale Earnhardt, of course, but
yeah.
I haven't talked to Tony much, but Mark Martin, man, he's a really cool guy. Actually, I bought my first quarter midget from Mark in New Smyrna Beach. So he's always been cool to me, man. And I used to get to drive his son's quarter midgets and bandoleros while he was still in school. So that was pretty cool.
So you've met them. It sounds like you met your heroes and they did not let you down. Has there been someone you've met, driver or otherwise, that is involved in NASCAR? And if you don't feel comfortable naming names, that's all fine and good too, that has let you down?
Not yet. But I'm sure there's somebody out there.
Okay, fair enough. Awesome. Jordan, you look like you got something to say, or is it dinner time? What's going on?
No, I was just listening. So you mentioned about possibly running Darlington. Does the 78 have a special, unique throwback scheme for Darlington yet?
Yes, we do. I don't think they've released it yet, but it'll be pretty cool. It's going to be a team involved, so it'll be fun.
Nice.
Yep.
I love Throwback Weekend, I tell you.
Yeah.
It's great.
Throwback Weekend is like probably like my favorite time of the year because like you get to see like all these like paint schemes that are pretty much like authentic. And the first thing that everyone kind of says is like, oh, I remember when this guy had this paint scheme. I remember when this guy drove this car, back in the day and so forth. And honestly, like, I can literally name like a lot of cars, and I can pretty much just say like, throwback of the year. But honestly, it's just so hard to decide like to pick like which one there is. And, a lot of them are pretty good and no doubt about it. But I really love, how Darlington came up with Throwback Weekend. And of course, with all the schemes and everything, it was pretty cool.
Throwback Weekend's the best weekend, man. It's cool.
Wow.
Like you said, everybody has their stories, and I wish they'd let the Cup cars move their numbers back to the middle of the door, but
I wish
that's
so
another
too.
topic.
Yeah, I wish. But yeah,
Just
I'm a little fond.
doesn't look right.
So I'm a little fond with it, but I'm kind of not. I kind of don't like it, to be honest. So
Jordan, why is there a teddy bear on the screen?
Yeah, Jordan, come on.
And second, if you move, I don't know which way you're going to move, but is that the Andre Rison tattoo right behind you after she burned the house down? Other way. Yep, it certainly is. Good granny in heaven. Way to stick it to a Falcons fan, my man. Nice.
Oh boy.
Really good.
Oh boy.
There's a story behind it.
Oh, I'll bet there is. It involves fire. Anyway, so I've got a couple questions for you that may or may not be racing related. It's the first thing that pops into your head. What is your favorite band or musical artist?
I don't have one, and that's a true answer.
The answer's Kiss. Moving along. If you're a drinker, what is your favorite beer?
I do not drink either.
Okay, fair enough. Favorite movie?
I don't know. Probably Talladega nights.
Yeah.
Favorite TV show, past or present?
I don't think I have one of those either.
You're making this difficult, Josh. You really are. Favorite food?
That's easy. Barbecue.
Nice.
Can't go wrong with that. Favorite
race weekend activity that doesn't involve driving?
I tell you what, we just purchased a motorhome, so me and my wife have been traveling to the racetracks together. So that's probably my favorite part.
Your wife made sure you were here on time. I am a big fan. Congratulations, Mrs. Williams. And last question: favorite non-racing sport that you like to watch?
None.
Wow. All right, you are committed. I'll give you that.
Yeah. I don't even watch NASCAR.
Wow.
Man, I literally work 24/7. So I have my own like development team. We do anything from wing carts at Millbridge to Bandoleros, Legends cars, late models, super trucks, the ARCA series. So we're all the time in the shop working, and I really don't have time for much of anything else. So.
That work ethic alone is fantastic. I applaud you, sir. Awesome. So I don't know how much time you have left with us. I know you got work to do. You're getting the ARCA car ready for the weekend. Dover, Delaware, one of my favorite places. If you're in Dover and you're hungry, go a little bit up the way to Milton and go to the Dogfish Head Brewery restaurant. Fantastic.
I'll keep that in mind.
And the beer is fantastic, although you don't drink beer, but the crew guys might.
Yeah, that's for sure.
The 60-minute IPA is to die for.
Well, there you go. I'll have to spread the word.
There you go. Where can people find you on social media?
Josh 6 Williams is my Twitter page. That's probably where you get to see all the fun stuff. Calls controversy time to time. So that's probably my main go-to. I think my Facebook page is JW Motorsports.
I'll be looking both of those up.
Yep, and then I have no idea what my Instagram is.
What chances are one leads to another to another. And do you have gear out there that people could purchase?
Yep, yeah. On my website, I don't think it's jwmotorsports.com or joshwracing.com. We got all of our stuff on there, shirts, hats, things like that. So
I'm actually trying to find that right now so I can give the people the website, because heaven forbid you leave out of here and not get some extra sales.
Yeah, I'm terrible at this stuff. That's
all right. We did the same thing with Jesse Awuji, and he gave us the wrong website. I had to actually put it out there for people. This is the website. So the website is josh6williams.com. It's the official website of Josh Williams.
We're official.
You are official. There's a nice picture of the number 78 Cool Ray car. Countdown to Dover, 2 hours, 18 hours, 1 minute, 54 seconds and counting. And yeah, you can find all this stuff right here on his website. Oh, that's a sweet looking shirt. I'm going to have to get one of those.
You got to get the cup shirt. That one's pretty sweet. Is that the one you're looking at?
I'm looking at, it says view all. There's a bright yellow one, which if anybody knows me, I don't wear bright yellow anything. Riding Dirty, the number 78 dirt car, Josh Williams.
That's it.
All right. Add to cart. Done.
That's right.
Oh, and if there's a chance, you have to let us know. If you find a way, or BJ finds a way to put you in a cup car in New Hampshire in July, Corey and I are going to be there, and we'd love to stop by and say hello.
Heck yeah. Well, yeah, I'll definitely be there in the Xfinity car. So.
Oh, I won't be there on Saturday.
I won't be. Well,
why?
Actually, he's not going to be there, but I'm going to be up there that weekend. Not only that, I'm doing the Xfinity race that weekend, but I'm also going up to the Cup race that weekend as well. So, and it's funny because New Hampshire Motor Speedway is only like about an hour and a half from where I'm at. So basically, just zip on up there, zip on down. We're good to go.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, the race on Saturday, race to watch anyways. So,
of course. I try to go up there every year. So
Terry just won the day. She says, I wear bright yellow. I'm going to have to go look at the page. And she does. She rocks bright yellow like few other people. So good on you, Terry.
That's awesome.
Yep. And in September, I'm I'm supposed to be at
You
Bristol
speak
in
English?
September. Yes, I speak English. Anyway, so September, I'm supposed to be at Bristol in September, possibly, and I'll be in the ARCA garage area for Josh White Racing. I'll also be for the Xfinity, the truck, and the Cup. So it'd be nice if I had a chance to run into you, get an autograph or something like that.
Oh yeah, you'll find me. I'll be there for the ARCA race too. So we got somebody running the ARCA race as well. So I'll be there all weekend.
Okay. Yep, I'll be in the garage area.
All I asked you, and you remember what I asked you, Jordan, when you're in the garage area. If you can't get me a Matty D autograph, bring home Haley Deegan.
God almighty.
If Chad will allow, I don't think Chad will allow that.
That's the second driver I've gotten a laugh out of. So far, 2 out of 3. I'm doing good.
Yeah.
Oh, so when you're not working, do you have like anything you do to pass the time? Do you fish? Do you hunt? Do you draw pictures? Do you paint? What do you do?
I try to hunt a little bit from time to time. I bow hunt, but past couple of years I've been so busy I haven't been able to go. So unfortunate, but part of it.
That's part of the game. What do you when you did go out? What did you like to hunt the most?
Just basically deer. We're always busy during turkey season, so.
I've never bow hunted for a deer. I've done obviously rifle hunting. Never done bow hunting at all. For what it's worth, it seems like it's more difficult.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's why I like it so much. It's a little more difficult and a little more technique. Kind of got to do things a little bit different. So it's I enjoy it a lot. I get good naps for sure. So
that's awesome. Gentlemen, do you have anything for Josh? Come on, you can't leave me hanging here.
I was just gonna say this, and every time, like when what I always do whenever Talladega comes up,
you stutter.
Well, number one, I get pretty excited, and then number two, I always crank up like Sweet Home Alabama all week, and just to get myself ready and pumped up for it. Not only I listen to that, but I also listen to the song Talladega from Eric Church, which those are my two go-to songs whenever I get ready for Talladega. And then, of course, my other big question I always ask myself is Ricky Bobby racing this weekend?
Oh my God! Can you ask Josh a question, or are you going to keep asking yourself questions there?
No, that's what I always do. But anyways, Josh. So probably my biggest question is that is there any more Cup races you planning on running this season?
At the moment, we're working on a couple things, so we're just trying to, put budgets together and stuff like that to try to make it happen. So hopefully we can put something together and we can run at least one more, if not maybe a handful.
All right.
I'm already getting text messages. What's that website again? It's josh6williams.com.
Yeah.
Go and get all your beautiful Josh Williams gear at josh6williams.com.
Perfect.
If you order 5 or more shirts, you get 5 shirts. That's it. That's all you get.
Yeah.
There's no promo code. No, stop. There's no promo code. There's no special discount. He doesn't even offer family and friends. It's all good. Josh6williams.com.
Yep.
That's the plug right there.
It really is. I try to do the best I can for all of our fine folk that come on this show as a guest. And Josh, wow, you're pretty cool. I'm enjoying talking to you.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you guys for having me on, man. It means a lot. Love doing stuff like this. So hopefully we can get back on here at some point in time and have another conversation.
I would love for you to come back. I'm sure I speak for the guys. Please do come back. And hopefully we'll be talking about you raising a trophy in Victory Lane, either on the Xfinity Series or maybe the Cup Series. You never know.
Right.
Anything is possible.
That's right. I always say, people say, oh, so-and-so can't win a race. If Derek Cope can win a Cup race, anybody can win a Cup race.
Oh, man, that's rough.
He won twice. Come on.
Hey.
Twice in 1990.
When you're good, right?
Exactly. And when you're lucky, you're lucky. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. Let's be clear.
Especially on Speedways.
Exactly. 1,000%. We know you got work to do. Josh, thank you again. We'd love to have you back. Obviously, Jordan being the producer, he'll be in touch. But, wow, Awesome time. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate it. I'm going to pull off the side of the road here and go back to work. Well,
keep your eyes open. The signpost up ahead says Taco Bell, next exit.
It says 45 miles an hour, but
Oh, that's kind of crazy.
Questionable.
Yeah, well, when you're a Cup driver or even an Xfinity, hell, if you race any kind of race car, speed limit, it's a suggestion.
Yeah, tickets are expensive though, so we'll probably do 47 and call it good.
Have BJ pay for it.
I'll try. At least I'm wearing my seatbelt.
Right.
See, you're already halfway there.
That's right. Well, thank you, boys. I appreciate you, and reach out, man, for sure. Let's do this again. I had a blast.
Absolutely.
Right.
Thank you, Josh. Much appreciated.
Thank you, Josh.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Y'all have a good night.
You too, bro.
Thank you.
Thank you, buddy.
All right.
All right. Bye now.
That's a good dude, no matter how you look at it.
Yeah.
And he's fun. I mean, much like Christian, much like Jesse.
Yeah.
I'm saying there by their first names like I know them personally. Well, I kind of know Christian, but I kind of don't know Christian.
Right.
Just a really good, classy dude. And, he's making the best of an opportunity, which in my mind, it's always an opportunity. I don't care if you're a 2-time Cup champion and you think you deserve the world. Everything is an opportunity. It's up to you to prove it going forward that you deserve to be there, which I'm sure this is going to come up now that we're at the news and notes portion of the show.
Mm-hmm.
You guys go ahead, because when it gets to Denny Hamlin, I've got a lot to say.
Oh, boy. Well, one little news note. This one's not too surprising, but Larry Mack's going to be in the booth on Sunday at Dover.
Interesting. Like he's going to be color in the booth, like Clint Boyer in the gang.
Right. And right after he was just crew chief for Jeffrey Earnhardt this past Saturday at Talladega, which, damn, I really wanted that number 3 car to win on Saturday. I really, really wanted to.
I got to give a lot of credit.
Speaking of Jeffrey Earnhardt, November or December, Jeffrey Earnhardt will be on World of Auto Racing podcast. He has seen the show, and he is very, very interested in being a guest.
Ooh. Okay.
See if he'll do a 2-bagger. He does one night with Warp and one night with us.
Hey, I'll see what I can do.
Fair enough. Go ahead.
Because it's Justin White, who does World of Auto Racing with us sometimes. He talked to Jeffrey, and Jeffrey said he's down 100% at the end of the
Nice.
season. So
nice.
Hell yeah.
That is awesome. Insofar as Larry McReynolds, it's awesome during the race when they go to Larry and they say, okay, Larry, so-and-so had this issue, talk about it. And he rattles it through and he's got the cutaway car.
Yep.
I think, and I don't think he's ever done color before, but much like a Darrell Waltrip or a Jeff Gordon or a Dale Jr., he'd be spectacular to talk about the ins and the outs of racing as it happens. Because, you can, back in the day, Bob Jenkins, and God bless him, fantastic play-by-play, but some of his color guys didn't have the ins and the outs, but when they shoot to the pit reporter says, oh, the timing chain broke, or this broke, or that broke, and us watching at home can see a car do a certain thing, say, I wonder if he's got this problem. Larry Mack is one of those guys that can see a car shimmy on the track and say, okay, maybe your tire balance is off, come on in, without even knowing anything that's going on with that car. And he says, yeah, I think your right rear is off balance the way you're sliding. Come on in, we'll change it. We'll give you everything you need. That's what he does. And I think if you put him in the booth and people hear what he has to say, somebody's going to hire him, either Fox or NBC, and he's going to be full-time analyst in the booth.
Right.
And not to say that Fox needs a boost, but I like Mike Joy. I like Clint Boyer, but something's missing without Jeff Gordon in that booth.
And I agree with you, Chris, on that. I agree 100%.
All right. But then either way, I really like how Fox is doing this whole, third-man rotation, this year. I mean, by God, I thought Tony Stewart was pretty good in the booth when he did those 2 races. And Matt Kenseth, I thought he did okay. And then Jeff Gordon, of course, I also love Jeff Gordon in the booth. 100%. And then Danica, I thought she did okay too. I mean, I wouldn't say not that great, but she was all right. But and then of course Chad Knaus in the booth. I would say Chad Knaus was okay. I mean, he was another one, was a smart crew chief, but then yet again, everyone else says, well, of course, cheat on the cheating mound and whatever. So
right.
I don't care who's in the booth as long as they don't call up Joe Buck. They did it. TV goes off.
Oh, I don't care what Jordan does the rest of the week. He just won the internet with that. Oh, yeah. I hate Joe Buck.
So do I.
I'd rather hear a million babies with diarrhea crap their diapers than hear Joe Buck for 1 second.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, so past that,
exactly.
What other news and notes do we have?
Daniel Dye arrested with felony charges for punching a fellow student classmate in the groin and giving him a possible injury to one of his testicles.
Ooh.
And he's suspended indefinitely from ARCA.
The first question I had when you sent this story, I was like, who? And you explained ARCA driver, what have you.
Yeah.
Obviously still a student, but what in the bluest of blue hells are you doing suggestively dancing in front of another student and then punching him in the nuts? What kind of football fornicating jerk do you have to be? Just because you have a race car and a race team and you think that the ground rises up to meet you rather than the other way around? I don't know this dude, and I don't care at this point. I smell privilege, and I just don't like it. And whoever this Daniel Dye kid is, I don't wish bad upon you, but I certainly don't wish you well, little boy. So
right.
Move along and find a new profession, because my favorite sport doesn't need you.
Yep.
Oh,
true.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Come on, T-Boz. You got anything else for news and notes? Bring Terry's comment back up if you would.
Yep.
I always look forward to a race when Jeff Gordon was in the booth. Now I just want them to shut up and I'll call my own race. Terry is actually very good at calling a race.
I see that.
So, Live Fast Racing's number 79, BJ McLeod, team has been fined and crew chief has been suspended.
On what grounds?
I am pulling it up.
Well, you should have had it. Never mind. Go ahead.
God damn it, Corey.
What did Corey do?
For the NASCAR suspends crew chief and 2 pit crew members for the wheel coming off at Talladega for BJ McLeod. So they're suspended for the next 4 races. They got to get they got to get that tire thing under control.
Yeah, I said it a couple weeks ago when I think it was actually Larry Mack who said, when you see these cars and you see these tires, that when you put them on, there is a certain set of tines on the one lug thing that you have to get perfect, and then you drill it in, boo, and then you get out. One of the things that I was worried about was you get the 4 tires on, and you've seen it this weekend, last week, and the weekend before. And Terry, we had the comment up, commented a couple weeks ago, they're not showing pit times anymore. Why is that? And we speculate, I don't know this for a fact, and neither do any of you, that it doesn't look as sexy when you don't have everybody working in tandem with each other. And when the tires go on and you're done with the lugs, they take off and you pull the gas out. You guys have seen when they put the tires on, everybody steps away and the cheese stands alone. There's the gas man. He's just kind of waiting. And he hits the back of the car. The jack drops and they're off. The jack man actually waits for the gas man now.
Right.
It drives me nuts because I want to see the lap time. It's not until they get back on the course and they're lining up and say, here's who had the fastest lap time. They just show you how many tires they took, how many spots they picked up or lost, yada, yada, yada. Mm-hmm. I think they didn't think this through. I've said it more than once. It should have been a gradual change. You can't change things top down, but that's what NASCAR has done so far. The next-gen car and the one lug has been a top-down change, and it's failing. It's failing week after week after week. And I'm kind of curious as we're going into tracks like Dover coming up and certain ones after that, Darlington being one of them, where it's rough and tumble all the way through, how this is going to play out. I think we're going to see more disaster. Jordan, you have a point.
So I feel like this: if they want to make sure the wheels are nice stuff, they want to like call up one of the IndyCar guys. Call it Roger Penske. Bring your IndyCar crew in to help these Cup guys out on how to tighten up a one lug nut wheel. And same for Formula One and IMSA. Get some of the crew members from those teams that's done it for many, many years. Show these Cup guys how it's done to lock it in and make sure it's locked on tight so wheels aren't coming off in the middle of a race.
Understood. I just think again we're watching a work in progress where we should be watching a finished product. Terry says it best: if it's not broken, why do they have to fix it? We said at the end of last season here on the show, I said it with Terry sitting watching the races. I said it with other NASCAR friends, Mark and Skip, wherever you are. Hope you're doing good. This doesn't need to be on this level. You have a car, and not to steal a line from Days of Thunder, but I'm going to. When you're running an Indy car, the car weighs half as much, the tires are twice as wide, and they're twice as light.
Yeah.
Now you have a stock car where the car weighs twice as much, the tires are half as wide. They also weigh a lot more. So those 5 lugs were helpful. One thing I hated in the last couple of years, and Corey will tell you, this is God's honest truth. I hated when you had a lug nut violation. If I have 4 that are secure and 1 that is loose, I'm 80% good. Why are you penalizing me? It didn't change anything. In fact, it may have hurt me as the driver to have 1 lug be off and you hear a little wubble, 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 and you feel a little vibration going forward. Do you see that? That's my vibration right there. Wubble, wubble, wubble. But with 1 lug, it's a disaster. How many tires have we seen fall off of race cars this year? I can count 5.
I lost count after 2.
Okay, I can count 5.
I would probably assume 5.
Yeah. So it's a failed experiment. Not that NASCAR is going to listen to me, but if you want to change NASCAR, here's what you do. And I'm kind of speaking out of school, but I'm not speaking out of school because one of the points I was going to make tonight is the NASCAR internet community needs to shut up. If you don't like the way NASCAR is, here's what you do. You go to NASCAR.com, scroll all the way down to the bottom of the screen. You'll see contact us, store, this and that, and then you'll see a little marker that says careers. Click on that. Find a job in NASCAR. Then work your way up the ladder, become the new president of NASCAR, make all the changes you want. But until you do that, you're just like me. You're just like Corey. You're just like Jordan. You're another guy on the couch speaking out of turn. Right there. It's an accident waiting to happen with these tires coming off the way they are. Terry's entirely right.
Yeah, I agree.
And because of the way those tires are set up with the tines behind them to fit onto the hub, kill the tines. Put the wheel on, put it on, done. The tines just make it more difficult because you can't see behind the wheel. These guys have been training year after year, month after month, day after day to put the 5 lug tire on, and they did it in 15 seconds. Now they're trying to do the same job with a wheel that they're still not sure, and it shows every single week. They're still not sure quite how to get the tire on. You don't do that in the middle of a competitive season. You do that in the off season.
Yeah.
All right, I'm looking here. We got a half hour and 12 minutes to go. I got something I want to say, and I don't care who listens. No,
no, I'm kidding. These people that saying that NASCAR should fire Denny Hamlin or suspend him, shut the hell up and watch the damn sport. You don't like it, don't watch no more.
Right.
What Kyle Larson did was 1,000 times worse. Shut up.
What I'm about to say, and I'm going to preface this because I know in today's day and age, everybody's titty sensitive. The opinions expressed by me are mine. They're not necessarily reflective of Corey Huffnagel, Jordan Balasico, Tori Calhoun, or anybody involved with the Speedway Review. Having said that, it's time for people to grow up. A racial joke is not racist. For years, comedians have made jokes about white people. Let's start here. White people, generally, 85% of us, don't have a butt. We're all back and then crack. Comedians make jokes about it all the time. Nobody cries. I've heard black comedians make jokes about white people, Italian people, Jewish people, what have you. Polish people have taken it the worst. But I've heard black comedians make fun of black people having thick lips. It's true, but if you can laugh at yourself, you're already 50% ahead of the game. Denny Hamlin put up a clip from Family Guy making fun of Asian drivers. Now, I don't make fun of Asian drivers. I make fun of drivers on the Mass Pike. Why? Because generally people in Massachusetts drive one of two ways. Either with their eyes open or they squeeze them closed real tight and they drive using the force. Corey can attest to this. He lives in Massachusetts.
That's true.
When my daughter and I went to SmackDown a couple weeks ago, she was jibber-jabbering away during a particular part on 290. I said, shh, I need to concentrate. She said, why? I said, because Massachusetts drivers do not know how to drive.
Yeah.
I need to make sure I keep us alive. We have regressed as a society. After years of civil unrest and racial discord, we came to a point where we could laugh at each other and with each other. And now, all of a sudden, everybody's sensitive. Everybody says, oh, you can't say that. That's racist. No. What Denny Hamlin did was not racist. He made light of the fact that Kyle Larson, and we've all heard me play Cletus, making fun of that half Japanese boy. He's making an observation and he's making a joke about a move that Kyle Larson made.
Right.
Wiped out a couple cars.
Mm-hmm.
And it was funny. It was actually featured today on a very popular podcast that I listen to all the time, the Matt Walsh Show. Matt Walsh probably knows fuck all about NASCAR, but he mentioned it. He did about 5 minutes on it, and he said, yeah, I found it funny. I think basically the world has gotten too soft. There's a reason why when you work with your hands, you get calluses on your hands. It makes you tougher. It makes you able to grip the things that you're lifting heavy every single day. If you work on your feet, there's a reason why your feet get calloused, because it makes you tougher. And that's something that this generation sorely misses, is that we're not tough anymore. Everything's sensitive.
Yep.
And if there's one thing I'd like to say, if that man had been born in America, Elon Musk should be the next president of the United States. NASCAR fans and people in general, if you can't take a joke, get the fuck out of my way. My name's Chris Burns, and that's my opinion.
Any chance on doing that story on dysfunction?
I'll bring it up to the guys. Actually, you know what's even better? You can email junctiondysfunctionshow@gmail.com and request that I talk about it this Monday.
Sounds good.
And we will read your email on the air.
Love the show.
Thank you. Sick to death.
Seriously, I love the show. I literally love Dysfunction Junction. I mean, ever since I binge listened to it when I had COVID, I mean, it's like literally my favorite show to listen to.
I think with the exception of this week, we still refer to you as COVID Corey.
Well, that is true, you know. and I remember, like, was it like the Tuesday, like a few days after I had it? I'll never forget it. Like I remember, like, you called me and like you said to me, you said, how's COVID? And I said, it sucks. Can't do anything. Shit. But no, I was looking at this story like today and I kind of thought to myself, you know what? I think Chris should probably use this on Dysfunction Junction, you know?
Not a bad idea. It's a good idea for a quick hit leading in. I know we have a tentative subject coming forward this Monday, but I would love to scrap the whole thing and talk about how Elon Musk, you want me to piss a bunch of people off? Watch me. An African-American person.
Oh, boy.
You got your phone near you, or are you recording on your phone?
No, I got my phone with me. I
want you to go to the Google machine and look up Elon Musk real quick and tell me where he was born.
All right, so
I'll wait.
Well, pretty much Elon Musk, who almost looks like Matthew Stafford's twin brother. So
yeah,
separated at birth. All right, so my goodness, it doesn't say. Okay, so he was born June 28th, 1971, in Pretoria, South Africa.
And where's South Africa located?
In Africa.
So, is it fair to say that Elon Musk is an African American?
I mean,
It's a yes or no question. Is Elon Musk an African American? He was born in Africa.
can I say yes?
Well, that would be the correct answer. Facts don't care about your feelings.
All right. All right. I just wanted to guess on that. So I'm probably gonna go with yes.
I did a spiel on Dysfunction Junction, which you all should be listening to, especially Jordan, where I brought up the fact that not every person of color is an African American. Knock it off. Stop lying to yourself.
Right. Exactly.
You can be Jamaican American. You can be Bahamian American. You could be Haitian American.
Exactly.
So it shows the ignorance of, I'll say it here. I don't care. The Democratic people of America that think every black person is an African American. That's not true. Not every brown person is an Indian or a Hispanic. Not every white person is an Anglo-Saxon, European slave-owning jackass. It's time to. We spent years as a society taking labels off of people just so we can put them back on. How about we just refer to people as, I don't know, people? That's progressive.
Yeah. Right.
Fuck. Let's just get through race weekend. And Jordan texted me, says we got to do this, but I'm with you, Jordan. Let's just get through the races. I'm done talking about Denny Hamlin. I'm done talking about soft, titty, sensitive children of privilege.
Chris, I have an idea. I got an idea, Chris. How about for a future episode of Nothing But Talk? Let's just go all balls, full on balls out on this.
You know what's going to happen, right?
What's up?
My house is going to get burned down, and I don't care. I'll be in it. I will put the Jesus Christ post on and say, burn me. I don't care. Do you know why? Because I'm tired of people just trying to erase everything. History happened.
Yep.
Life happens.
Yep.
A man cannot give birth, and a woman cannot impregnate another human being. Stop it. It's time to start living in the real world.
It's true. That is
anyway,
true.
there were some races this weekend. Yeah. And in one of them, Noah Gragson won. As we spoke about earlier, Jeffrey Earnhardt had Larry Mack on the hauler, crew chiefing. And I'm going to be quite honest. I don't think Jeffrey Earnhardt lacks talent. I think Larry Mack being the crew chief and giving him the advice that he did showed that Jeffrey Earnhardt has talent. Hold that, Chris. Don't burn our house down. Gotcha, Terry. All good. All good.
Yep.
But if it does burn down, you guys all get out safe. I'll be the guy upstairs. Yes. Yes. Because I will burn for what I believe in.
Yeah.
Unlike a lot of these weak-willed, never mind, not doing it. Anyway, what Jeffrey Earnhardt showed this weekend was he has talent. He has ability. And with the right guidance, he can run up front.
Oh, absolutely.
And it was pleasing to see, not only for the nostalgia of Larry Mack being on the top of the war wagon, but seeing that classic number 3 that someone with the correct last name should have, not some greasy-haired millennial twat named Dylan. But that's another story for another time. Richard Childress should have never brought that number back. But you know what? It is what it is. That's my opinion. I'm entitled to it, but I'm not saying it as fact. That's a difference for some of you listening who don't understand the difference between fact and opinion. I had a great conversation with Terry before I went hot, and she understands my position. So it really doesn't matter. Great race. Jordan, did you watch the Xfinity race? What'd you think?
I kid you not, I did not, but I did watch the highlights. I was rooting hard for Jeffrey Earnhardt to win that race. Hey, second place, I tell you what, Dale Sr. was in that car with him over the weekend. Oh my God, was he with him?
Nope, I'm going to disagree. Larry Mack was in that car with him. And Larry Mack, as I was saying to Corey before, while you were out doing Jordan things, and I know you got a lot going on in your life, and there he goes again. Larry Mack was the guidance that Jeffrey Earnhardt needed.
Yeah.
1,000%, absolutely, without question. And whoever is on top of that box for Jeffrey Earnhardt every single week when he runs is not doing him a service. When you have good coaching, you become a good athlete. When you
Right.
have crap coaching, you remain a crap athlete. You can also have good coaching and ignore. There he is, my man. It's the Medium Show.
Oh shit!
My man, you missed my race rant, man. Where were you?
Sorry, dude. One, being very tired. Nah, I had a bunch of custody came in early, getting everything set up. What's
All right,
happening though, good people? What happened? I already know. I know I missed some good shit. I ain't
You're
worried
gonna have to
about
watch
it.
it back later, my man, because we're in the middle of talking about the Xfinity race, and I'm just gonna break this down. We'll get to the cup and the points because I have to say,
And don't
A week
forget, I will do ARCA. Okay.
oh yeah, ARCA, yeah, that too. I forgot about that. We're now the ARCA review. Jesus Christ. I forgot when this became the ARCA review, but we have 30 minutes left, and let's just go down the list. Noah Gragson, the second best mullet in the garage, came in first. Jeffrey Earnhardt second. AJ Allmendinger was third. Ryan Sieg fourth, and Landon Castle rounds out the top five. Dude Wipes McGee, Chicken Man, Anthony Alfredo comes home in sixth. Riley Herbst seventh, Joe Graff Jr. eighth, Myatt Snyder ninth, and Brett Moffitt rounds out your top 10. Your other notables, Josh Berry was 11th. Drew Dollar had a really good run early, but fell back to 13th is where he finished. Jeb with a B. Burton came in 15th. Going down the list, we just talked to him. Josh Williams came home in 19th. Justin Allgaier, 22nd. Sheldon Creed, 24th. Cesar Baccarella, 25th. A disappointing run from my man Brandon Jones. He came in 26th. Kaz Grella, 29th. Going down the list, Daniel Hemrick was 34th. Ty Gibbs, right where he belongs after not taking off his helmet and being a punk, was 35th. And all the way down in the Jeff Green position, yes, Jeff Green is back. We are not picking on BJ McLeod anymore. In the Jeff Green position was Chandler Smith in 38. Tori, you're giving me the eye. You think it was okay for Ty Gibbs not to take off his helmet before throwing a punch?
Okay, check this out. I thought I was just like seeing something that I hadn't saw before. So he did get in a fight for real.
Yep. You the first punch too. Helmet on.
Ain't that some shit? Y'all did not know.
Back where I come from, and I'm sure Tori has heard this before. He's probably called somebody this before, as have I. Ty Gibbs is a punk bitch.
Oh, you lucky. You lucky as customer here right now. Oh, you lucky. I swear, you lucky. I gotta take care of customers. You son of a.
I'm not calling you one. Rob. Oh my God. He getting mad at Ty Gibbs. He is steeped.
Yep.
My man. I love that guy. Anyway, I'm going to take a wild guess that Tori was working during the Xfinity race. Are we all in agreement that Jeffrey Earnhardt is the happy?
Yeah, I would say Jeffrey Earnhardt is the happy.
All right, then everybody give me their sad.
All right. My sad, I'm going to have to go with Daniel Hemrick.
Okay, fair enough. Jordan, you're sad?
Chandler Smith, all the way in last place.
Okay, fair enough. I am going to go with someone who was running good early and then found trouble. I am going to go with a guy who I saw in the top 10. I was like, why is he in the top 10? And then the next thing you know, he had an accident. He's gone. Cesar Baccarella.
We are Facebook friends.
Really?
Yes.
Let's get Cesar Baccarella on the show.
I
gotta tell you, Tori's hair looks good today. Look at him.
Yeah.
Oh, free flowing. Looks nice. My man's doing his thing. All right, so let me move this over here. We're gonna go to the Cup Series. Then we're gonna do the points. When it comes to Talladega, anything's possible. And it's often the guy who makes the move on the last lap that wins the race. And wouldn't you know it, Ross Chastain busted another watermelon this year. Very happy for Ross Chastain. I'm a little concerned, though. And I'm not trying to get all the crazy left-wing people all bent out of shape, but it was at Talladega a year ago this month, or 2 years ago this month, that a noose was supposedly found in Bubba Wallace's garage, and everybody pushed the car out, and everybody had a good time, and whatever. And I get it. I truly get it. And now Ross Chastain wins a race and busts a watermelon at Victory Lane. How soon before the left-wing woke folk come out and say, you can't do that, that's racist?
Oh, boy.
Chris, I literally just got what you were saying. I just got it in my head.
Somebody's going to bitch about it, and I'll be there. I'm serious. It's gone too far.
Yeah, I
way
definitely
too fucking
agree.
far.
I honestly agree.
Although there would be some who may or may not be watching this show right now who will say that when Ross busts the watermelon, he shouldn't pick up a piece of the watermelon and eat the watermelon when 38 cars have just driven 500 miles. I'm sorry, 39 cars have just driven 500 miles, and you're picking a piece of this watermelon up off the dirty, nasty asphalt and putting it in your face.
And he shared it with the kid.
I saw that.
Yeah, I thought that was cute. I like that.
Terry said it best. He can break a watermelon. He just needs to stop eating it. Oh, my God. And I'm still waiting for other leftists to come out and say, he's wasting food. How dare he waste food? Watermelon is a renewable resource. It has seeds. You plant the seeds, you grow more watermelon, no one's going hungry.
That's why he's a watermelon farmer.
Exactly. The Chastain family has been in this business for 50-plus years, and they know what they're doing.
Yep.
Which is probably why Ross races cars rather than grows watermelon for a living, because he sees more money in it.
Right.
And he's done quite well this season. We spoke about Kyle Larson a little while. Oh, my God. Mercy Jones.
Yeah.
Everybody say hi to Mercy Jones.
Hi.
Oh, she's angry about something. She don't look happy. She's like, Pop, why are you bringing me on camera, bro? This isn't my show. She has her own show, The Mercy Show, starring Mercy.
Yep.
How old is she now? 7?
Oh, God. 4 months.
4 months. Well, you got a lot of room to go. By the way, with girls, it doesn't get easier. Take my word for it.
No.
You see this? I didn't have gray hair before I had a daughter.
Uh-oh.
Look at that. Even the viewership says hello, Mercy.
Yeah.
All right, so if we're going to go over this race with the 23 minutes we have left, Corey, I'm just going to throw Kyle Larson out there. Did Kyle Larson do anything that Dale Earnhardt, Rusty Wallace, or the racers of the past haven't done a million times before on the last lap at Talladega?
I don't think so.
Say hi.
I don't either. And I find it disingenuous when the NASCAR internet racing community comes out and says, oh, well, look at what he did. Wow, who was your favorite driver growing up? Dale Earnhardt. Dale Earnhardt would wreck his grandma to win a race.
That's true.
Yep.
But we're going to ignore that because I'll say this, and I'm also going to throw this out there to the people who said Ross Chastain lucked into that victory. Well, sometimes luck is better than being good. And there are a million drivers in a million different ways who will tell you, I don't care if I led a half a lap and won a race. It's still a win. It's still on my record. Derek Cope, Sterling Marlin, hell, some of the Hall of Famers, Dale Earnhardt, Rusty Wallace, Harry Gant, Mark Martin, Tony Stewart. Don't lead a lap all day. Get into a good position. All you need to lead is one lap, and that's the final one.
Yeah.
That's what this is about. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. And they don't, and here's where I'm going to throw a lot of you guys off that are watching this. They don't ask how you won. They ask if you won. Tell me I'm wrong.
No, you're not wrong on that.
You're damn right I'm not. I know you guys would say that, but I'm sure that the NASCAR Racing Community Hub, gimmickschnabitzfernum.com, are going to, again, send your hate mail to cburns19@gmail.com. I will roast every one of you, and I don't even care anymore. So I'm going to run down. I'm just going to run it down like I always do. We'll wait for Tori to come back. I know he's extremely busy, and Mercy is waiting to hear this. So here we go. As we mentioned, Ross Chastain came in first, Austin Dillon second, Kyle Busch was third, Kyle Larson fourth, and Martin Truex Jr. rounded out your top five. Eric Jones was sixth. Chase Elliott was seventh. Michael McDowell found his way to the top 10 again. Was it like the third time ever? He finished eighth. Alex Bowman ninth, and Kevin Harvick rounded out your top 10. Your other notables, Ryan Blaney was 11th, Justin Haley 12th, Corey LaJoie 14th, William Byron 15th, Bubba Wallace 17th. By the way, Bubba Wallace proved to a lot of people two things. One, he's really good at super speedways, and two, where there's trouble, Bubba will find it. That's all I'm saying. Racist Hamlin was 18th. I say that tongue-in-cheek because I don't think he's a racist. Austin Cindric was 21st, where he belongs. Brad Keselowski, 23rd. BJ McLeod, good job, BJ, 26th. I have to be nice now. Cole Custer, 29th. Recky Spinhouse Jr. was 30th. Daniel Suarez, 31st. Joe Logano, 32nd. Harrison Burton showing he's worthy of that ride in 34th. Daniel Hemrick, 36th. Chase Briscoe, 37th. And all the way down in the Jeff Green position was Tyler Reddick. I have a feeling we're going to have very different answers on this one. So starting with Jordan, you're happy and you're sad.
Well, my happy has to be Ross Chastain winning the race. My sad has to be Greg Biffle down in the 35th position. He's trying to make a nice comeback. He just hasn't really had strong runs, but I hate to see a veteran driver like Greg Biffle not have a very good run, especially at Talladega.
Okay, Mercy, what do you think? I didn't think so. Corey, what do you got for happy and sad?
All right, so my happy, I'm going to go with Eric Jones, and quite honestly, I really wanted him to win the race on Sunday, and came close, but just ended up finishing in sixth. My sad would definitely have to go with Daniel Hemrick. I mean, started third. I mean, I thought he was going to be one of those guys that was going to be running in the top 10 most of the day, and then he got caught up in a wreck early in the race. So,
okay. Before Tori jumps back on, I see he's almost back with us. Keep doing what you're doing, kid. Much appreciated. I'm also going to go with Ross Chastain as my happy. Again, sometimes it's better to be lucky than be good, and he was in the right spot at the right time when all the shenanigans went on to make the pass and win the race. My sad is going to be Tyler Reddick. Actually, I'm changing that. My sad is going to go to Daniel Suarez, who led a bunch of laps, looked really good, and then got caught up in some BS that wasn't his fault, and basically ended up in 31st. Showing to me with Chastain winning and Daniel Suarez for the first half of the race running as good as he did, Trackhouse has figured something out. And as a two-car, quote-unquote, underfunded team, Trackhouse is going places. And I dare say that when I go to New Hampshire with Corey, Zach, and the great Baldini, Mark Gazzarju, I'm going to be trying to find some Daniel Suarez gear because I see him as someone who has tremendous upside. Not that I don't dislike Ross Chastain, but Suarez has got some serious upside.
Yeah, he sure does.
All right, and now Tori, are you good? What's going on, bud?
What's up, Cat? Just putting in the order.
All good. I would like a dozen hot wings, as hot as you can make them, and some curly fries, please.
Oh shit, no problem. I make them pretty hot.
You do DoorDash?
Nah, I do not support that shit.
That's fair enough. I like your style. I'll be down there to pick them up in about 3 weeks because that's how long it's going to take me to drive down there. You got a happy and sad for the Cup race?
No, I didn't see the Cup race. Sorry, guys.
All right, fair enough. For a guy who did not see the Cup race, I'm going to say three things in regard to our fantasy points. For a guy who hasn't done a whole lot of squat in the last few weeks, Jordan had the second highest point total of the week. Damn. Having said that, you did not win the week. On top of that, Jordan last week had up to that time the lowest point total since we've been doing this. Jordan, you no longer carry that stigma, and we're about to find out why. Generally, we go worst to first, so there's no other worse this week than you, sir, may fuck off racing. Why? Kevin Harvick gave me 27 points. Daniel Suarez gave me 6 points. Joey Logano gave me 5 points. And Tyler Reddick gave me 1 point. For the new lowest score of the year, I finished with 39 points. Next on the docket, but with a better week, Corey came in with Justin Haley giving him 25 points. William Byron gave him 39. You bastard, I was going to pick William Byron. Snuck in underneath me. Austin Dillon gave you 35 points, and Chase Briscoe gave you a robust 1 point, giving you an even 100 for the week. Moving on to Jordan. Wow. Corey LaJoie gave you 23 points. Brad Keselowski gave you 14 points. Eric Jones gave you 37 points. And race winner Ross Chastain gave you 42 points for a total of 116 points. Not to be outdone, Tori had Kyle Larson giving him 50 points, Chase Elliott with 44, Eric Almirola with 28, and Cole Custer giving you 8 points, which is a total of 130 points. What does this do? I'll tell you what it does. Tori has just opened up his lead. By how much? Think about this. Last week, Tori was first over me by 25 points. This week, Tori is first over me with 1,114 points. Take a deep breath, kids. You're not going to like this. That is 116 points better than second place me at 998 points. Corey is still in third with 966 points with 148 back. And Jordan makes a huge jump. He is only less than 20 points behind Corey, but still 167 back of the leader with 947 points. Wow. Talladega, I've said it before, I'll say it again. Daytona and Talladega are our crapshoots.
Yeah.
Over Darlington, all the good races coming up are going to prove who's got the mind and who has the muscle. I will say this, Tori, your team this week had the muscle. I will say, Jordan, this week, God was on your side. Corey, this week, you did good, kid. And for whatever reason, God hates me at Talladega. 3 drivers, 12 points.
Yep. You see, it's an Alabama thing. You see, you got to be from the South to appreciate stuff like that.
Absolutely. And I want my crawfish gumbo.
I actually don't eat gumbo. Let me make these drinks.
All good. All good. And I did get a message from Cletus earlier today. He says he's not coming on this week, and he'll be here next week. So be ready for a segment next week featuring Cletus.
Yep.
He's still mad about the Denny Hamlin thing. He doesn't understand why Denny Hamlin's in sensitivity training. He refused to come on this week.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
With 12 minutes to go, usually this is the time where we round table. Jordan brought up something this week. One is about racing and one is about non-racing. I'll bring up non-racing first. Dark Side of the Ring, no season 4 that we know of. I haven't read anything further other than so far, and it's so far, Vice hasn't picked up the option. Jordan, you reported this. What have you heard?
Well, I guess because of them getting rid of Jim Ross off the show, a lot of people wasn't too happy about it, and a lot of the stories that was on there, people wasn't too happy about it either. So I think Vince McMahon has to say that he doesn't want Vice to pick it up or spill any more stories from inside the industry.
Well, let's be clear. It's his footage. He can do what he likes with it. And he doesn't have to give the okay to every Tom, Dick, and Harry. Terry says the race wasn't eventful as it normally is. She's right. Let's go back to that real quick. there wasn't, the pack didn't shuffle as much as it used to. And I'm going way back. And I go back to that 93 race where Rusty Wallace finished Ash over Key Kettle, going across the start-finish line and still finishing in the top 10, by the way. The pack didn't shuffle as much. It seemed like when a line got good, people would leave and try to make their own line. If the line's doing good and you're creeping on the leader, stay in that fucking line. And I'm sorry to be cussing as much as I have been, but sorry, Mercy. May God have mercy on my soul. But yeah, Terry's point, it wasn't as eventful as usual. It didn't have a lot of excitement until the last 30, 40 laps. But hey, let's be clear. Those last 30, 40 laps were something else. Really good stuff.
They were pretty good.
So Corey's upset because we're not getting Dark Side number 4.
Boo.
I'm trying to remember, and give me a second. I want to go back to the Book of Face and look at the Speedway review, because Jordan shared something I wanted to bring up, and with all the Denny Hamlin crap, I'm just not in the right place right now. So give me a second. La. Tech complete, yada yada.
Well, for those who don't know, Nick Sanchez won the ARCA Menard Series race at Talladega over the weekend.
I watched that on Sunday, and I guess they had to shorten the race, which I didn't really know of, and I didn't know they would do that. So
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Well,
I mean, because watching the race, and they had to shorten it because I guess when the caution came out, and the race was over, and they wanted the Xfinity
because
race
they had to get the Xfinity race in.
Yeah, they had to start that on time and all that other stuff too. So
understood. I'm guessing that you have a clip of this?
I do not.
Oh, well, then suck it. I don't care.
Nah.
Whoa, hold on.
I'll find China for you.
No, don't worry about it. Jordan, I don't know what it is you posted recently that I wanted to speak on, but when I figure it out, I'll do maybe a little live video. You can join me. I'll figure it out. But there was something that caught my eye, and I'm like, this story needs to be talked about. And then all the Denny Hamlin stuff came up, and I'm now at a complete loss.
Yeah.
Okay, so here is why the ARCA Menard Series race was shortened on Saturday. During Saturday's ARCA Menard's Tire General 200, a big wreck with 26 laps to go took enough time to clean up the race was shortened. After a delay of about 18 minutes under the red flag, the race restarted at 1:50 and slated 22 more laps to the checkered flag. There was COVID, however, because the NASCAR Xfinity Series AG Per 300 was set to start at 3 p.m. on the same track. The ARCA race would end up with first flag, whether it was a caution or checker. There would be no overtime. Talladega has no lights, so delaying the start of the Xfinity race would mean the sun could set before the event could even finish.
Okay, fair enough.
Right. Yeah, and then of course, you saw last year, with both races at Talladega, you had the truck race earlier in the day, and then you had the Xfinity race, which of course that had to be shortened because of darkness, because there was, I think, like 2 red flags or something like that. So that's kind of like I wouldn't say it's like a big concern, but then yet again, if you're going to run both races like at the same day, it depends on timing. And then of course, and if you have to shorten the race because of darkness, well, you have to, there's no one to do it unless Talladega has lights, but
that's the one thing, and that's the discussion here. Should Talladega install lights around the Speedway?
I'd be okay with it.
I wouldn't be opposed to it, but it would be a 2-year deal to not only install the lights, but to make sure that 2.6 miles of racetrack is properly covered in lights.
Exactly. Because I remember there was some type of, I think on YouTube the other day, there was some qualifying back in the late 90s or whatever. They actually had to run the rest of the cup qualifying in like pure darkness, just using the infield lights from the track.
Yep. I remember seeing that.
It'd be worth it. I think it would be worth it. Could you imagine? even whether it's a Sunday night, I prefer a Saturday night. Night racing should be on Saturday nights.
And you know what? Larry McReynolds always says about night racing?
Is
Night racing? No, nighttime is the right time.
of course.
Exactly.
I believe Bill Cosby and his family said it best on his show, but we all saw what happened to Bill.
Oh, Jesus.
Come over to my hotel room. I'll give you a pudding pop. Dog.
Hey there, come over there to my hotel room. I'll give you some pudding pop there.
Oh my God, you guys sound like Cletus. You're killing me.
God.
But guys,
so
go ahead.
Before we end the show, I just have a quick question. Where does KB end up next year? Does he stay with Joe Gibbs? Does he retire, or does he bring KBM to the Cup Series along with Junior Motorsports?
Part of me says he resigns. That's part of me. That's the businessman in my mind, Joe Gibbs saying, "Look, I've got a real good thing here. The guy can wheel. Let's keep him on board." But part of me says, as somebody said to me over the weekend, Coach Gibbs doesn't play that. He released players for less than what Kyle Busch ever did. So I guess it's a wait-and-see proposition. Where does he go? Does he bring KBM to the Cup? Or does he do like his brother did, go down to an underfunded team, do really well, and show it's not the equipment, it's me that does this? So I would say within the next 2 months, depending on how many times he opens that filthy sewer of a mouth, we'll find out where Kyle Busch ends up. If he brings KBM to the front, who would be his second driver and or third? Because Kyle Busch is not coming in one car Jones.
Right.
He might.
I say he brings up. He's going to bring Nemechek.
I'd say that's what I was getting ready to say. I say he brings in Nemechek, or he brings in, hell, I don't know, anybody.
If he had any brains in his head, go ahead.
He could bring that too. And also a happy birthday to Brittany Zamora.
Yes, happy birthday, Brittany.
Yeah, happy birthday.
And keep wheeling that car, kid. Keep doing it.
Yeah.
And happy 4 months to Miss Mercy Jones. Still trying to figure out how that cute kid came from cancer patient's loins. I don't get it. Because your baby
Speaking
is
of Jones, Chris.
Here we go.
Speaking of Jones, rumor has it that if Kyle Busch does not return to Joe Gibbs Racing or if Denny Hamlin retires, Brandon Jones is moving up to the Cup Series for JGR.
That was going to be my second suggestion for KBM.
Bring in Menards with him.
Yes. Brandon Jones. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So if he brings Menards with him, there would be 4 teams with Menards. Penske, Wood Brothers, and then JGR.
Yeah, but isn't the Wood Brothers also running Menards? Because I haven't seen a Menards paint scheme.
Not since Maddie left. No.
Yeah.
And that's another thing.
It's all Penske. Paul Menard and his family has a deal signed with Roger Penske.
Yeah.
Here's another thing. If KBM does come up, you have openings all over the place. I know Eric Almirola is his last season. I don't know if they're grooming Priest for the 10. I don't know what the deal is. Do you see Matty D back on the Cup next year?
I hope so.
So do I.
I say 2 years. I see him in the Cup in 2 years when Harvick retires and he's in number 4.
I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that at all. All right, we're coming to the bottom of the show, and you know who I haven't heard a lot from? I want to hear Tori tell us what's going on in the world of Tori insofar as whether it's doing your thing with Nothing But Talk or World of Auto Racing podcast. I want to hear what he's cooking tonight, and I want to hear, Tori, how did that food come out that you showed?
Yeah, I don't want to talk about no food, dude.
Dude, that you showed food porn the other day and made me jealous.
Leave that shit alone right now.
All right, fair enough. He showed some fantastic stuff. Oh my god.
Yeah, you did.
I damn near wept
Yo,
because
Tori.
I can't. Oh, here we go. He doesn't want to talk about food. Leave him alone.
It's not
Ask
food.
your question.
Yo, did you see the show last night? No. Hey, you missed a good. It was a good one.
At least
That's
I'm
what I
I'm
did
gonna
on
go
last
back.
night.
I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back and actually rewatch it, bro.
All right.
All right, because Snow said some very interesting stories about Left Eye. And Jackson, I tell you what, she did that thing. She led that thing. Woo!
When you said Snow, I had a question about that. Is this someone that is in her family named Snow, or are you talking about Informer Snow? Who was Snow that appeared on the show?
That was her. That was Lisa's goddaughter, Jakia.
Okay,
by Snow.
okay. Because you said in a special appearance by Snow, and the only thing I could think of was that song Informer.
Okay.
I'm old. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm
No, you're fine.
in certain ways I'm out of touch, and in certain ways I've got my finger on the pulse when it's not jammed straight up my butt and not knowing who the Snow was. But Tori, I will say this: wasn't the same without you this week, bro. I seriously, I missed your commentary, man. You are the king, and all shall hail. My man, see, working hard and hardly working at the same time. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Somebody said to me the other day, he says, how good of friends are you with the dudes you do the show with? Here's what I'm going to say. You guys are all my friends. Corey and I have known each other person to person since 2017. Eventually, I'm going to meet Jordan in person. I'm going to meet Tori in person. You guys are awesome, and I look forward to this every week. Yes. Whoever's Facebook user is, sup, man? Hope you're having a good time. If I make it to Alabama or Tori makes it up here, we're gonna have a beer together. We're gonna do good things. Jordan, I'll be passing through Ohio sometime next year to go to Indiana. I'll pull off the road. We'll have some lunch. I want to meet the kids. I want to meet the wife. Hopefully, you won't be beaten with a broomstick by then. And
Sounds good.
You guys are my friends, and I just want people to know. Yes, we do this. We're working together, but I love these guys. These guys are the best.
What about me?
I said you already, dipshit. Were you not listening? Get the car key in your ear.
But I was just gonna say, hopefully, I'll be able to see you in about a couple weeks.
Not only will he see me in July at the New Hampshire race, the Dysfunction Junction crew is coming to DB's Golden Banana.
Yep.
The best strip club in Peabody, Massachusetts, to do a live podcast. And I'm going to Corey's favorite strip club. We're going to have, you guys will hear it. It doesn't matter. But we're dragging someone who doesn't like strip clubs along. And
right.
We're going to duct tape him to a chair and buy him a dance.
So if the club approves you guys on the podcast show, we'll try and make it happen. But we'll see where it all goes.
One way or the other, we're going to be there. Gentlemen, last words, starting with Tori, please.
Oh, nah, bro. Nothing really too much to say. Surprised that the gap has gotten open that big. Did not know certain things transpired this weekend during the race. But yeah, seriously though. But other than that, man, you guys did a hell of a good job, regardless of the fact, bro. That's one of the things that I actually like. That the show keeps going on.
More Tori is better than less Tori. I'll say that now. I really enjoy your drop-ins, man. You're awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
And now, when I get to Alabama, the hottest you can make those wings, I'll take them.
Oh, all right, man.
And my final words are, Tori, if you ever want to make super hot wings, go on Amazon and buy shit the bed sauce and serve them to your customers. It's tasty. It's sweet at the beginning, but you pay for it the next day.
Okay. I will definitely look that up.
Comes from Australia. You'll love it. Jordan, final words.
Just keep doing what we're doing each and every week, boys.
And Corey, you're going to lead us out. Say your piece.
Alrighty, so I will say, great racing this weekend at Talladega. I'm looking forward to see what we're going to see at Dover, and to Jordan and Tori. The next time you guys zip up to PVD, Massachusetts, let me know, and I will take you guys to the club, and I'll promise you this: I'll show y'all a good time. You can count on
Oh,
me.
hold up,
Sounds good, my
real quick.
brother.
I saw what Corey sent me yesterday. That Dysfunction Junction is on their way to the Golden Banana.
Yeah.
They're going to be there May 21st.
Originally, he invited me, and I said, I'm bringing the crew. We're coming up as a team, bro.
I said deal. You guys are more than welcome to come, and like I'm telling Jordan and Tori, the next time you're up in my town, shoot me a text, let me know. We'll go clubbing one night, and I'll show y'all a good time.
Thank
All
you.
right, bro.
As we go, I want to say thank you to Terry for that fantastic comment.
Yes.
Thank you again for a great show. See you all next week. No, Terry, thank you for watching, and thank anybody else, even
you.
Facebook user down below, whoever you are. Thank you for watching this show. And
Hey, Chris, you should tell them what I tell everybody when I stream. Thanks for watching or being here, because you could have been somewhere else, but you chose to be here.
exactly.
Yeah,
And don't forget, Cletus for President 2024. We're out.
Yes. All righty.
What?